William is apparently angry, according to the Mirror, the UK Mirror. And he's angry because um, he thinks that Harry is just no longer a part of the royal family. And according to the Mirror, Prince William has made clear that there is no longer a place for Prince Harry, with his main focus on his father's health, his family, and what is best for the monarchy. First of all, let me start by saying that I don't know what's in William's mind and heart, but I personally have not seen any public proof that his father's health is the first thing on William's mind. In fact, there are media reports that, his father, after his father was diagnosed with cancer, William, if he went to visit his father, it was not exactly five, six, seven, eight, or nine, or 10 times. Potentially, it may have been once during the sort of, you know, the relevant time frame. He didn't drop everything to go see Daddy. So I don't know how he's going to say that his main focus is on his father's health. Sure, he thinks about it. He hopes everything is going to be okay with his dad. He wishes his dad best. He loves his father. But the notion that his father's health is his main focus, main focus is main focus, right? I would have to respectfully say that I see no proof of it, sir. I see no proof of it, right? As a matter of fact, even in terms of his wife, Kate, obviously it's his wife and he cares about his wife. He wants her to be well and so on. But apparently, even when she was in the hospital getting all this, bypass, whatever, of her abdomen, I have no idea. These are all, allegations and so on. I don't know what's true, what's not true. So I'm just saying that it is alleged that he went to see her less than three times while she was in the hospital. I don't know. If that's the case, then I don't think that his main focus is his father's health. And I also don't think it's necessarily his family. I think potentially his main focus is the monarchy. I think I agree with that. I think he's William is very nervous about what is going to happen with the monarchy. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with his wife and his marriage, and even with his relationship with his father and his stepmother, Camilla, and with Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. I don't know if there's full sort of uh, cohesion and good blood there. Hopefully, yes. But it seems like tensions are building between the House um, of the Waleses and Buckingham Palace, between William and his father, and to some extent between William and his wife, Catherine. Right. This is just my perception, my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that being said, this particular video is supposed to be about William and his relationship with Harry. And the Mirror is not a real paper, I'm assuming. I think it's more like one of the gossip rags. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, one has to take all of this with a grain of salt or two grains of salt. Who knows what was actually said? But if William indeed is angered by Harry, and if he has indeed said to his friends that there's no chance Harry will be allowed back into the royal fold, I think it's terrible. But I also kind of understand it's a set in the sense that William is in full-fledged panic mode right now. He is panicked. He is nervous. He's tense. He sees the monarchy within reach. It's within reach. It's right there. And he worries and is worried that something is going to happen that would prevent him from, you know, doing an actual layup and actually pulling himself up and into that throne, put his butt into that throne with that crown on his head. It's so close he can taste it, but there's so much going on to which we in the public are not even privy, right? We're not privy to what's going on, but you can be rest assured that there is a lot going on, and he it makes William very, very nervous. Now, Harry makes William most nervous of all. Harry literally makes William more nervous than perhaps everyone else in the royal family combined, because William and Harry are locked in um, a sibling rivalry. They're locked in a sibling rivalry. This has probably been going on their entire lives, and it's serious. It's serious. And Harry always knew that he would not inherit the throne. The throne was presumptively William's, right? And William was trained for it. William was treated differently from Harry. I mean, that's going to build some edge in anybody who's in that position in a family where one family member gets everything and you're just sort of left with the leavings. You know, you're human. You're going to feel that. And that could manifest in different ways. One is it makes you very competitive, it makes you want to prove yourself. Another is it could make you resentful and you just do nothing with your life. And, perhaps there are other permutations of that. Now, in Harry's case, he rose to the challenge and he set out to prove himself. Whether he did it consciously or not, that's what he did. He was going to prove his worth. He was not given anything, nothing was handed to him on a silver platter, but he was going to take the leavings and the scraps and he was going to make something of his life. And also, they tried to, with the press and so on, feed the press all kinds of things about Harry to create a persona that would keep Harry subjugated to William and push William up as the good son while Harry is the bad son and Harry's this and Harry's that. Harry's irresponsible, Harry's this, Harry's that. And what Harry, just very calmly and quietly and determinedly did was he set out to prove himself. And right now, he's doing that on a global stage to show that he's worthy, right? And in doing so, William has begun to feel the heat because it's clear that between Harry and William, Harry is more capable. Harry is more worthy in the sense that he has earned his crads, he has earned his brownie points. He has earned the adulation. And he earned it with things like the Invictus Games, for example. I mean, look at that. Look at the Invictus Games and what this young man has done with that. They try to say, oh, he's not good in school, he's this, that, and next. Okay, but he has practicum skills, right? He's able to do things. He didn't get A's in school, but it's like, this guy Zuckerberg and all of these other entrepreneurs today, they have shown that all this school stuff, we have to question that now into the next several generations. The whole thing is going to come down. This school thing is just nonsense. I mean, I hate to say it. But traditional school is going to go. No one's going to do that anymore after a while because you're coming out of that experience with no real skills to do anything, right? And in the end, it's what you can do that is going to determine your bank account, that's going to determine your standard of living, that's going to determine the impact you have on other people's lives. It's not the A plus you got on all your tests at school where you sat there and you memorized and you regurgitated like a robot. No, it's what you actually can do. And Harry has shown and he has proven that he can do stuff. He can do stuff. And a lot of the stuff he does is very kingly. It's very leader. It's very impactful. Okay, now William. William, he has the Earthshot prize, but it matters that Harry was first with the Invictus Games, right? So Harry's in the leadership position, and William followed with the Earthshot prize. What just happened to my light? Sorry about that. William followed with the Earth. Thank God I was ability. I was wearing clothes. I mean, there are moments where I'm just like, oh my God, there's a flash. Okay, so Harry, as I was saying, um, is the leader in this situation. William has the Earthshot prize, and it's unfortunate for William because you're going to make the comparisons. I mean, everyone in England wants William to be the king. He probably will be the king, but William knows in his heart that he hasn't really done anything to earn it. It's like it is the ultimate nepotism, right? It is the ultimate, being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. He epitomizes that, right? He didn't have to get his little fingernails dirty. He didn't have to suffer. He didn't have to create anything. It's just given to him. And frankly, it's a little bit boring. I mean, look, if you can get it, you take it. But I mean, I think it's so much more fulfilling and satisfying when you take something and you build it from scratch for yourself and no one handed it to you, right? Which is what Harry has done. But it's more than just the Invictus Games. I mean, it's also Harry's charisma that William resents. William does not have Harry's charisma. I don't want to say everything bad about William. I don't. I want to be balanced, right? William, I mean, he's very tall. He's taller than Harry. Harry's apparently tall as well. I mean, it seems like they're both over 6 feet. I've never seen them in person, so it's hard to tell. But William is very tall. He's a very good looking man. Harry's tall. He's good looking too. But William is taller. William has things that are going for him as well. But William is less charismatic than Harry, right? So William is not a juggernaut. Harry is a juggernaut. And Harry with Meghan is a juggernaut. William with Kate is okay. It's okay. I mean, they look nice together and so on and so forth. But Harry with Meghan is more interesting. It gets more press, right? It's more spontaneous as well. It just seems like William and Kate are so choreographed. It's not very, and then of course, Charles and Camilla obviously are completely, totally like not very charismatic. Let's just say that, which Charles has always been a kind of shy guy and he was never charismatic. He never said he was, he never had to compete with Andrew for that and so on and so forth. So he slid in, he got away with it. But with William and Harry, it shows more that William lacks charisma and that Harry has more charisma than he probably should have all to himself, right? So there's that. But then there's also this underlying sense that is William really going to be king? You see, is he going to be king? And the answer should be absolutely, but I have to say that increasingly, to me, there's a question mark. Now, how much of a question mark? I would say that I'm still leaning towards, yes, William is going to be king, but increasingly, and especially since the cancer diagnosis of Charles and Kate's very mysterious illness, the question of whether William will in fact be king has become more pressing. And I think for that reason, William is starting to press on his father. Please hurry up and get out of the chair so that I can get in and don't ruin my chances. And the more time you take to leave or to die is the more risk that I will lose my chance. And I'm not having it, Dad. You're sick, you have cancer, get out. This is sort of what's starting to play in the media. Whether William actually said these things or not, I don't know. I'm not saying he said that, but it's being played in the media and it's coming off very desperate, that they desperately want Charles to get out of the throne, get off the seat, and give it to William. Because if he doesn't, there's a risk that William will lose altogether and Harry potentially could slide in there. I mean, and what a thing that would be, because then it would put Archie would be second in line. I mean, would that change the line of succession? Because when Queen Elizabeth's father inherited the throne after the abdication of Edward VIII, that changed the line of succession, you know, to Elizabeth's line. So now it was, Elizabeth's father's line. So it was him, and then it's Elizabeth, then it's Charles. Edward is completely out, and his line, and he probably didn't have kids or whatever, but all of that is over. And so I don't know whether, if Charles were to either abdicate or die, and for any reason William was not able to accede to the throne, and his children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are not of the age of majority, you know, and they're quite far off. So a lot could happen here. Whether, if Harry were to, he's fifth in line to the throne, he's the next one in, whether it would be King Archie we're looking at in 40 years from now, which would be, this would go down in history. And they know this, that to be true, that it's possible. It's not 100% impossible. Okay, even if it's just 2% possible, and I think there's more than a 2% chance that something like that could happen, and William knows it, and he's becoming increasingly nervous about this. And so him and his handlers, his house, Kensington Palace officials, his CEOs, his advisors, and even perhaps other members of the British Parliament and government, is that with Charles with cancer, with Kate sick mysteriously, we don't really know what's going on. And some of these people would, it's like no to Harry, period. No Harry, period. And for others, it's like, that might be kind of interesting. So William is very nervous. And so for all those reasons, he doesn't want Harry anywhere near England. Like, just stay out of England, because by being in England, Harry puts ideas in people's minds. By going to England and doing good works, he seduces the more people. So they become sort of open to the idea of a King Harry, right? He outshines and usurps William if he comes back. I don't think it's that William hates his brother. It's that, yeah, he's trying to protect the throne for himself. He is completely preoccupied right now. Every waking hour is getting onto that throne as quickly as possible to stop Harry from acceding to the throne. And it's unfortunate for him that Kate, whatever happened to Kate, we still don't know. But her being down hurts William's position by a lot. And so William is desperate. He's in a desperate situation because it's too uncertain. He doesn't know what's going to happen. And then you have Harry and Meghan looking so amazing in Whistler, Canada, looking so beautiful, looking so gorgeous. Everybody just like all over everything, from even as it was from the beginning. People were all over Meghan and Harry. That's why they tried to sabotage them and fed them to the wolves in the media, and then set the pit bulls upon them to chase them across the Atlantic Ocean to the United States, California, Montecito, because they are nervous about what could potentially happen here. So William has the most to lose, obviously. And so the fact that he doesn't want Harry not only not near the monarchy, but if possible, don't even come to England, right? Is not something that I'm surprised about. If Harry insists on going to England, I would tell him be very, very careful. I mean, even with your family, even though you have security, trust no one.